Answer Kind at TDD.Academy. I'm here once again with solopreneur David Kuntz.
Hey, how are you guys?
Hey, David. So, any big news coming from your side of the world?
No big news today. What's the news in the sci-fi world?
Sci-fi world. The podcasts are on pause because I'm on. This is tax time, so I take a break from. Take a couple weeks off podcasting. Maybe 1 week, maybe 2 weeks.
I thought you'd be down maybe in Boca Chica or wherever filming the SpaceX people launching.
Yeah, I would love to. Maybe that will happen. But what is running? So yeah, we're running we're kind of on reruns now. We're promoting RZ Hell, the space opera author, and she's got a series of books, and she also writes some urban fantasy, or she used to, and called the Steel series. So if you're into urban fantasy and you like space opera with lyricism, check it out. It's just do a Google search for RZ Held and sci-fi thoughts. And you will find
Can you explain
series.
those two terms, space opera and the other one?
Oh, lyricism. Yeah. So lyricism so different authors have different writing styles or voices, and she likes to spend a lot of effort on getting the language right for a kind of a smooth sounding writing. Hey, babe, you want to say hi to the audience? No, she ran away, David. But I got my glass of water.
Cheers.
Yeah, thank you. Yeah, so lyricism, so there's poetry that's heavily for sure lyricism, but some writers will put a lot of effort in it, dancing around up to that some level near that. Yeah. Well, hey, let me do a sound check.
Check. Check. Check, check, check.
Check out, see what our audience is hearing here.
All right.
I see we're live on the Twitch.
Cool.
And come on, audio. This is where I get to fight with the Twitch. I see we're live. Let's see if I hear audio.
All right. Testing. 1, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 1, 2, 3. I can count.
Did you hear that, audience? I just turned my back for a minute. He says sex on testing 1, 2 sex on the show.
I did say that, didn't I? That was really subtle, wasn't it?
And of course I have to fight my Twitch app. Well, what did we do last time? We're continuing that theme.
Yes, we are. We were in the Ultimate Portfolio app, and we're testing up some methods that we've factored out from the view classes so that the view is separate from the model. And then we realized that, I guess you realized that we needed to kind of separate the database call from the model code. And so you did that. And we had an interesting time of getting our first method tested, but we did the reverse TDD style where we commented out the body of the method and then started adding it back in as we had test. And so if you got my screen up,
I just took your screen away for a second. I gotta go in the YouTube.
Now he's got to go do screen testing or something.
Yeah.
That's what actors do, isn't it? A screen test?
Yeah. I think
Yeah.
that's weird too. I'm not sure really what screen testing is with an actor.
It's to make sure that the
I mean, they fit on the screen, don't they? They where the screen's too small.
Yeah, that's why all the actors are rather small people. Many of the actors are rather small people, and then there's the whole different genre, like the Hulk Hogan and size actors that are big and
giant
hulky.
actors.
Yeah.
Well, Hey, we are audio tested, I mean, and so we're good. So we were talking about, yeah, well, who's that guy again? Paul Hudson? This is his,
Paul Hudson
you got
is
his
the
code
guy,
again?
man. Yeah, it's most of his app here is the Ultimate Portfolio app, and so Paul Hudson is hacking with Swift, if you know that um, site, and he's got all kinds of good Swifty knowledge, and he's written in conjunction with a tutorial sort of thing. I've been following along with it, and one of the last things he did that I'm in sync with is factored out some of the project view model into an MVVM style of view, and so we ended up with
What is
some code.
MVVM, by the way? You want to?
It's model view model, and the view model is one thing, and that's what we've got here is a view model, and then the model and the view. The view is the Swift UI part, and the model would be the so the
I like the
model.
buddy. I like the buddies talking to each other. That was pretty cool. It's a new one.
So this is MVVM for me.
Oh,
The two
okay.
V's in the middle, and the M's are implied.
Oh,
Um,
nice. They had the
so,
A's legs. Yeah.
so then I collapsed one to say this is the view model. The view model is what we've got, and it's responsible for moving data onto the views, taking data from the model and moving it onto the views. So it might have some view model specific code, um, but not model code, which is the other M. And it's a
Sweet.
pattern that I think Microsoft came up with back in the day, let's say in the 2000s maybe.
I don't know.
Um,
Like, yeah.
Apple never really has adopted it, but many Apple programmers use it
Yeah.
as a way to, as a kind of a MVC. You've heard of Model View Controller.
Right.
Well, now with Swift, so much of the controller has gone away and is, I guess, implied by so much of the code that you don't have a real controller anymore. But you still have that model, that the domain model.
Well, the model that the controller needs, which is the view model, the model for the view, they got the data packed up so that the view can, I don't know, do whatever it needs to do to get it on the screen.
And so last time we tested the add item view model code.
Okay.
And
So let's see. We have a test called test add item, and today we're going to do some more reverse TDD, part 2. Here, I got to follow along with the hash 2.
oh, hash 2. How do you
Yes.
look at 2?
Yeah.
Maybe binary.
Or in China, this would be 2.
Is it? Oh,
Yeah.
okay. What's 3?
Everybody's agreed that this is 1, though I don't know if I think I've ever seen this, but this is 1 as well.
Okay.
But 2 is this way. Because
All
when you
right.
write the character 2, it's horizontal, 2 horizontal lines.
2 bars. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
What's 3 in China? Is it
3 horizontal
have to
lines.
come
Am I
up
getting that on
horizontal?
camera? There we
Okay.
are.
all right? All right. Awesome.
4 gets tricky. I think I've forgotten what 4 is. It's sort of like the hanging loose, I think, is if I remember right. But no, that's 6. What the heck? I forgot what 4 is.
You could probably do it if you could count that high.
Yeah, right. Nice one. I got fingers for 4 if I have to. I don't know if that works there or not. I've forgotten. But anyways, yeah. So
So
we're gonna
I
do.
think we should do not the add project, because I expect the add project is going to be a lot like the add item.
Oh, we don't want to take it easy on ourselves. All right.
Yeah, I think we should start with the delete. We should do this test here.
All right. Well, let's go over there and comment out the code. Here, maybe you need help with that. Let me request control just in case.
Oh yeah, you better get control. Yeah, take over.
I'm good at the commenting out part. Or am I? Actually, I recall. I don't know the keyboard. The
Yeah, you
shortcut.
didn't know it. I had to stand in and
Yeah.
be
Get the
uh,
stuntman in there.
a stuntman. Yeah, for that. Yeah, it was a dangerous move. Yeah, so this delete method, I rewatched last week's episode and I realized the first thing Lance comes up and asks is, "Who calls delete?" And so I thought to myself, I'll go figure out that who calls delete. And so here it is. We're in a list, and list has some sort of built-in delete where you swipe to delete, and so you create an on delete action, and this on delete action with offsets calls the view model delete function and passes in the offset that it's got and the project that you're in. So that's who's going to call delete. Did I preempt your?
Yeah, yeah. I'm all on my heels now, David.
All right. So I think the first thing we're going to end up doing is this classic move of reverse TDD.
Right, right.
The first move of reverse TDD.
You know what the
And
second move will be? You
no, I
already
think
got
it's
that.
it's
wrote
to
the
fail the
body.
test,
Yeah.
right?
And then the third move is, I think what's going to happen is we have to refactor something, maybe, if I remember right, so we don't call the database, because we go, oh, we have to uncomment, we have to put the code back in, refactor it so we can make it testable, and then we move forward again. But that's, let's see here. Is that really true? Yeah, because we're going to end up, eventually we're going to want to save to the data controller. But I think we're good up to.
Yeah, and we called the test delete with no thing, so it passed by mistake. So what we need is some sort of test here.
To fail. Yeah, we need to see
fail,
some test failure.
So I'll scroll up and show you what great stuff you did last time. Last time we had this data controller save up here on this line.
Yeah.
And all we did is factored out that data controller save.
Yeah.
So that you could then do.
Was I
your
supposed to
fancy...
tell you that without having you scroll up? Is that did I disappoint you, David?
No, that wasn't a test. No, that was no. I wasn't that far ahead.
See, I don't. Audience, I might be in a trap here. David's got this set up pretty well.
I did set up, but I did not think that far ahead. Yeah, I'm not.
It's like, Lance owes me $1 when you scroll up. Like, see, you shouldn't need
$1.
this. You should remember this.
Oh, right. Yeah. I got to get some of my money back from all those print statements. Yeah. So yeah. Do you want to? Can we?
Let's refactor.
Can we?
What? Sorry. Go ahead. What?
Yeah. Can we refactor this by?
I think we have to, because we know. I mean, unless we didn't learn anything last time, we have to do it again. We know that data controller or save is going to haunt us unless we, audience, we have another strategy. We haven't pulled the trigger on that yet, is learn how to use an in-memory database in Swift, but maybe we'll save that for a future show.
That's a future show.
Yeah.
Maybe two. Yeah. So we have this great save item function up here, and if you turn your head and cough for a minute, we could have a save, what should it be called? Save deleted items? That's stupid.
Oh, that's interesting. Oh, do we actually need a separate save, or do we use the same save? Hey, why are we making a separate save?
Yeah,
we don't need to. We just use hey, why don't we change the line 91 to call our save item on line 65?
Well,
holy smokes.
This one isn't doing an item. It's saving, I assume, everything, whereas this one up here is saving just an item, I suppose.
Well, remember one of the side effects of having to do that was also to spy on item save. And if we, how do I say this? Well, okay, let me look at yesterday's test, last time's test. Last time's test, did we get information about the item out of the outside so we could test that the items are handled correctly.
Yeah.
And
We
have
we used our
items.
item spy to
Yeah.
interrogate.
Well, I think we need our spy still, because I don't, unless item is, look at that line 86. It is a local variable getting the project items out, and then it's iterating through them. And oh, look, it's calling data controller delete. So we do need a delete. Look at 89. So we've got an 89 and a 91 happening. So I think we do need a delete, and we still can do call the other save. I agree with you that maybe, well, we have to spy on it one way or the other. So we either spy on it in delete and spy on it on save or whatever. So, okay. So delete item to save. Oh boy.
Oh,
Okay.
what did I do?
Be careful. You got a lot of weird things going on here. You get, yeah. I would fix one of those first. Oh, you got it. Okay, cool.
Okay. Delete
then-
item is a method I just created.
Sweet.
And cannot find item in scope. Isn't this?
Oh, item to save.
Item
Except
to save.
change your
item.
Yeah. Decide what to do about that.
Is that
All
going to make
right.
me happy? Thank
Yeah,
you.
that looks good.
Okay, and then we would end up replacing this line with a delete item
Yeah.
that would call down into here and pass in the item, missing argument.
You could maybe underbar that
Item,
one if
item.
you don't want to do the label. It's up to you. Because delete item's pretty, I don't know, it's up to
Oh,
you.
I can't do it here. I have to do it down here.
Yeah. Basically, folks, we have to decide if we need that label or not. And since it's already saying delete item, that the argument, it's kind of implied the argument would be item.
Yeah. So
And then
So we've gotten rid of one call, and it's in a separate function we could mock out. I guess that's why we're doing this, right? Is so that we can
yeah.
override.
Yep.
And then we need to do the same for this data controller.
Yeah. So like I would just change line 92 to call the save function that we did up there, and we could pass in item or not if you want to make another version. It's up to you. I'm a little bit torn.
Oh.
So we'd be. Is there an optional argument? I guess not. You probably can't do that. That doesn't make sense. So yep, I don't know. I'm open to either way.
So passing in the item to the save function needlessly, like here it's not even used, is it?
It's
item
used
to save.
It's used for testing, really. So that was a trick to get our spy in there.
Oh, okay.
Because until we do something more fancy, like pass in a data controller that's the object that's a fake, or we use in-memory database, that was a trick for us to get to the spy.
Okay.
So I'd say for now, go ahead and follow that pattern. It's annoying. It's a little bit annoying, folks. We talked about this at the end of the last show, is that this will work.
So,
there's nothing wrong with this. Let's be clear. And then if I was doing TDD and this is what I knew how to do, this is what I do. Later, I might come back to this code and likely inject a mock data controller object, which I think we fiddled with in the last show a little bit and found it complicated. And so either you figure out how to do that, or you figure out how to do the in-memory database. But otherwise, this is okay. You know, like David, I'm not like super keen on passing an item when I'm not really using it. And but we have tests that are depending on it, so it isn't like some developer is going to come in here and change the code because, well, if they did, they'd run the unit test, and then the unit test wouldn't compile because the item argument's gone. So
Yeah, so the problem now is that item is only valid inside of
Oh, interesting.
that block.
Well, there's a conundrum. I
And
guess we either need another save item that doesn't take that, or
yeah,
make it optional and use it a nil. I think I'm more preference to having a second one than not making an optional variable. Yeah, because we definitely need to get control over that I/O. So when folks, when we create these methods that we're going to later override, we put all of our input output type work in there because that's the part we don't care to test, because it's going to write to a database, and we're going to assume the database knows how to delete and knows how to save. We will. So we want to see really small one-liners. That's good. Can we move them together? Like put our other save item in that same area, or put them together somehow so that we can have our section of I/O. If folks, if you're working in a large legacy application and you have your I/O scattered all over the place, try to get all the methods that are not suitable for unit testing together, so you can kind of create this block of I/O statements. I find that a nice way to not be alarmed when I go into these classes later on and I go, oh, how come I don't have tests for save item? Oh yeah, that's my I/O. Yeah. Another trick is you can go in and rename those methods to say, delete item I/O or save item I/O. But I think it's pretty clear right now, so I don't feel like we need to do that. Yeah. All right. Looks good. Okay, so let's see if we can get that. Now we should be able to write our test without any refactoring. Oh, yeah, that's right. After we do a hand-rolled refactoring, we need to have test feedback. So how do we get our test feedback? Because you just refactored the code, and we didn't have automated tests to help us. So
we could run all the automated tests.
And we need to delete something. Oh, well, that's fair. But we know the automated tests aren't testing this.
Yeah.
So we could run the automated test now if you want, but we definitely need to do a manual test to see if our delete function still works before we bother to invest more time in doing TDD.
You mean run the actual application?
Yeah, manual. Sorry, say that again. Yes.
Run the actual application.
And see if the delete still works.
Yeah.
So folks, we're really careful. We did the most simplest refactoring possible, low risk refactoring we call these, because if you make a mistake, how do I say it? If you do high risk refactorings, we'll only want to do those when we have a good feedback loop system working, and we don't right now because this is code that's never been, it's existing code that never had unit tests, and we're slowly adding them in.
So, delete, I think delete only acts on projects, right?
Well, it's deleting, it's just I'm a little confused about that offsets. I don't know why it's iterating. Oh, it's getting all the items in an offset array, and there's an index. So, it must be what you selected. Okay, so offset must be items you select.
You see how this works right here?
Cool. I liked it better when you could swipe hard to the left and it would delete it. Like this double action delete. I was really sad when the later iOS caused that, because I find that a pain in the butt.
So I don't know how you delete a project. I guess you can just delete items.
I think you deleted the item of a project.
Yeah.
Oh, I see what you're saying.
But then the project is still here. And delete this project.
Oh, okay.
It didn't throw up on the screen, so I think we did a safe refactoring.
Okay, cool. So see that, folks? That's our test debug loop. It's slower, though, because we had to bring up a simulator and run it. But once we get the unit test, we'll be better covered.
Yeah, so we're
ready to do reverse TDD. You want to go ahead and remove 86 and 89 then? Because I feel like you've confirmed that those lines work.
Yeah, that's what I want to do, is clean up a little bit. And then we've got nice clean code, and now we're going to start the reverse TDD part where Lance takes over and makes all this work.
All right, so let's create our item under. Okay, so we have to have a partial mock. So we need to mock out our. We're going to make
model.
a new version of this What is it? Sorry, what's this class called? Project View Model, and this version is going to have a delete item overridden and save item overridden, because we don't want it to actually write to the database. So, what do you think? Should I drive, or do you want to drive?
Well, I can make this stuff up off the top of my head because I can read it. So,
yeah, David's getting to leverage something that you too can do, folks. When you have legacy code and it doesn't have any test patterns to leverage, you have to work a lot harder. Your brain's gonna work. You're gonna have to type that code from scratch. You're gonna have to invent these refactoring patterns. But once you have one in there, it's easier to do the second test. And you know what? It keeps getting easier. The third test, the fourth test. So even though the first test is harder, because you have to figure out how to solve the problem, later it gets easier. So now David's got that example on line 29. He can kind of see how it goes. And so it's a lot simpler to increase the code coverage.
So now I want to, we had to override the init, and I think this is one of the things we have to do.
Yeah.
So, pardon me while I
woo!
do
No, I think you're fine. I think you're doing great. I would do that too.
do the unusual David move. Oh, wait.
Unusual, is it? Oh, yes, it is. Yeah, sorry, Ossifer.
I hardly ever do
out
that.
his code. He never copy pastes. I don't know what. He was just, his fingers are tired today.
Yeah. Okay, and then we want to override the delete function, right?
Yeah.
So we're going to need this signature. So over RIDE function. Oh, don't need the function. Need to paste. Override that. And put in the body. And then
yeah. If we want to have a spy, we would do that, or you just leave it alone.
Okay.
So for now, I would say you don't know what you need, so just override them.
And
you have a creative spelling for override. Apparently, you've struck a
nerve
keyword.
Wow.
It's teal. I don't know what teal means, but it probably doesn't mean keywords because I doubt it's really happy with that.
How about that? That was interesting.
Yeah.
Okay. So now we have our partial mock for that
delete,
guy.
But you got save too.
We need one for save also?
Yeah.
Is what you're saying?
Yeah.
So if I need one for save, I just think.
Well, let me think about this. You will need it. I would just go and there you are. Do that. Sounds good. You might not want to bring that body in 29 because you don't know if you'll need it. I'd just comment that out or something because we're going to do some spying, but we'll have to decide where we're going to spy from save or delete. Oh, wait, you're overwriting the wrong save. So save item without the item to save version is the one you want to override. We can ignore that one because we're not even calling it, so it'll be okay to leave that alone.
So you're saying I need to override that one.
Yep, you can delete 29 now. That's pretty clear. Cool.
And can I clean up this? Who would have put
brackets like that? Yeah, you could probably put those braces at 27 or something like that. Yeah, that's what I would do.
Okay. And now I have those two.
Okay.
What else do I need? Then I get to go down here and
call the thing under test and make it fail.
Okay.
Or instantiate it and then do that. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah. So
So for some reason we have instantiated a data control preview. Is that because we're passing in the data in
that's
line
because the
55?
data controller, yeah, 56
Okay. So we,
is
yeah,
passed into the mock. So
keep
we're
doing that.
really going to do pretty much this right here.
Get out of here.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, that's kind of the same stuff, right?
Yeah.
And then
62, you're going to create a project. Are we going to delete? What are we going to call? Delete says, where's our delete? Function delete. It's going to take a
delete needs
project.
a
So,
project.
yeah. So
Yeah.
you need one of
So
those.
we're going to need a project.
Yeah.
And apparently this
Amazing. Look
type
at
of
this.
code.
David's practically, he's really like cribbing all the answers from last episode.
I am. I'm good at copy and paste, me.
Well, folks, that's the thing. Once you get a pattern in there to help you, once you solve one part of testing the class, the rest of them are usually pretty similar.
So now we want to call view model delete and pass it in a offset and a project.
Interesting.
Let me see, offset index set. Don't know how to get an index set.
Well, let's just, that's good.
That's not two, that's going to be from project. Oh, this stuff always fools me. It's got two words. Which one do you use?
Oh, from, I think.
From, and then it's project. Okay. All right, so view model is going to call that. We've got a project. We don't have an offset. So we probably need an offset, whatever an offset is.
Yeah. It's called an index set. Okay, so yeah, let's try to initialize an index set, see what that looks like. I'm sure it's probably a protocol, but we'll just do what makes, oh, it's a structure. Sweet. Okay, and then we have an offset and okay, no, keep going. I think you're gonna use your index set of nothing, pass it in, and what should happen is nothing gets deleted, but the items get saved. I think you've struck upon the easiest possible unit test to write.
So how do I validate that with an XC assert?
So you're going to do XC assert equals or true. I don't know if we found one of those. XC assert true. And then we're going to have a Boolean. Now we're going to have to leverage a spy that we don't have yet. So make him up. That save item was called. Yeah. Okay.
And that's going to come from our view model, right?
Yeah, you're right. Sweet.
And so up here in view model, we're going to need ourselves a what do we call that thing? Spy save was called.
I have to be honest with you. I'm surprised you have to call save after you do delete, but maybe save is maybe it's transactional and it makes a transaction happen. I'm not sure because it's kind of implying delete doesn't actually delete until you hit save.
Well, yeah, the whole context. What little bit I know about the core data now is that the whole context is saving up all that information, like adds, deletes, modifies, and that sort of thing, and then you can call save, and it does everything kind of all at once and persist to the database. So a delete probably is rollbackable until you've called save. So,
Hey, I'm going to go with that. I mean, later if we want to answer that question, we just take delete out, and when we bring up the simulator and see if we can get rid of that code. But I'll write it down on our list of things we'll do later.
So is this like a working test that I'm going to hit go and it's going to switch and run test and oh my gosh, I forgot that it's not actually compiling the test. That's disappointing. So now we've got to come fix all this stuff. Cannot find project view in scope. Cannot find project view in scope. Okay. Wasn't it here for this? Projects view. Projects view. Plural. Dang, plurals. Kill you every time, won't it? And cannot find offset in scope. Offset and offsets. Dang. Now it's going label offsets in call. Remove offsets because it's got the underbar thingamajig over there. So you can't even have it. That's the compiler won't let you have it. Because of this underbar, the compiler won't let you
You're
put
not
in.
allowed, huh?
Yeah.
I thought that was you could not allow it if you felt like it. So you had oh really? So you had offsets : offset, and then it wouldn't let you. Okay, sorry, I missed that when I was fiddling with my monitor. All right, hey, I believe you, man.
Didn't I have? Maybe I didn't.
I'm shocked. Otherwise, extraneous. Argument label offsets in call. All right, apparently you are not allowed to have it if you have an underbar.
That's rather, that's rather too much. So do we expect to pass or fail here?
Oh, you want to get me on record?
Yeah.
Let's see. I'm going to expect a fail. Oh, there we are.
All right. All right. So it failed. We did not call spy save was called. We didn't ever get our save thing happening. So
you're allowed to uncomment something.
This.
So what's the minimal amount of code you can uncomment?
Well, I'm confused here. Is this thing using my mock?
I think it is.
And so
didn't you expect it to fail, or did you expect it to pass?
I didn't know. I had no clue.
David, you've made a mock, and its spies are in there, and your spy said, nope, save wasn't called. So it's practically begging for you what line to uncomment.
Uncomment or?
Uncomment, yeah, there's a line that you need to uncomment.
You're saying uncomment save item.
That's what your spy's saying. You want that test to pass, don't you?
Yeah, and then save item is going to call here, and it's not going to pass again. So
really?
Yeah.
Oh, you got to. Yeah, you're right. You got to do something in your spot in your 28. Yeah, good point.
I think so. I think that's the way you asked the question, implying that there was only one line.
Yeah.
Nah,
no,
that wasn't it. I was just lost.
Good.
That wasn't it.
I mean, you can leave 88 out if you want to double check, but because it's gonna pass now. I mean, if you leave 88 in, it'll pass.
Okay.
We're
gonna pass. Fine. We're gonna see it pass, and then we're gonna
build
test
succeeded.
That.
Do you have a voice over there saying "build succeeded"?
I do. Yeah. It sounds like Bill.
Bill Gates?
Oh my goodness.
Uh-oh. Something's mad.
We've got we've got
XCT assert true failed. Okay, the assert it didn't pass. It just the assert failed. View model spy save was called and
XC true. Oh,
all right.
spy saved is set to false. So true is not true. False is
Uh-oh.
not true.
And I see save item is there. And so if it called delete, and look at your code and it says, was delete called?
We don't know.
Oh, we didn't call delete. Oh yeah, you did. View model, line 44, view model delete, offset, and you have an offset, and went in there, and there was a project, and hey, it looks like it should have gone into view model delete. And view model is a partial mock view model. That's good. And here, let me fix something here. Make it a little easier to read. And what else can I say about that? Get up there, you. Wow. Be sassy with me. Gonna be sassy with me, aren't you, code? Get over there. Why am I not able to make... Why can't I put that on the same line? Is this... Weird. Anyways, I can't move it into one line.
My keyboard quit working too. I don't know.
Oh well.
What has happened here? Oh, it is all on one line because see, there's no line numbers here.
Oh, interesting. Never mind. Okay. That's just how Xcode rolls, maybe? Wow. Now you have two lines. That says line 38.
Yeah.
Well, either way, that isn't the problem, but that's weird. Okay, so
Yeah.
what is
Let's
going
close this guy over here, and that'll give a little bit more room.
I'm puzzled. So why didn't that pass? I lost $1.
It doesn't. It doesn't pass because we set spy to false here.
Yeah.
We never. I think in the running of this, this is new now. Can we run it again?
Sure. You think there was some kind of like race condition and we didn't get it?
No, I think we.
I don't see how it's not.
Still failing.
Okay. So it's calling save item. I can see it with my eyes on line 88. And save item is overridden to be spy was say called. So I feel like that line isn't getting called. And I feel like we're going to have to go down to a breakpoint here because I'm not observing the problem yet. Can you put a breakpoint on your spy save item? But it's kind of weird because I know it's in theory it's not being called because I'm not sure how it could not pass the test, but that's all right. Put a breakpoint there, and then put a breakpoint on 44, and we'll walk it through to our one-line change. So, folks, this is one of the beauties of having a lot of code commented out is that it's pretty clear when you look at it. It's got to call save item. I can't figure out how it couldn't. So there's not a lot of room for mistakes. So it's easy to walk it through in this simple situation and see what's going on. So yeah, walk it into the function and observe it runs hit save item. And it should hit line 88.
It didn't.
And it didn't hit line 88.
80.
Well, we didn't have a breakpoint 88, but you walked it, right? You didn't tell it to run. And it didn't go into line 88. So I feel like something isn't linking right. I wonder
So we're calling delete, and we have a delete item, but not a delete. Here's the delete function. Okay. The delete function, when we call it, has a save item.
Yeah, looks
Save
good.
item comes over here and sets SPY. But this delete is called, not that delete.
Yeah. What?
Um,
We overrode delete by accident. Oh, we shouldn't do that. Okay, line 31 we don't want. Whoops. Sorry. I don't know when that got in there, but it got in there. But we do
yeah, I
want to
put that in.
delete item. That's the problem. That line 31 is supposed to be delete item. That's the trick. We tricked ourselves.
This is supposed to be delete item.
Yeah, that's the thing. That's the line we don't want to run. Otherwise, we'd be mocking out what we're trying to test, and that's always a bad. That movie always ends badly, folks. You want to at least you don't want to mock out what you're testing because we actually want to test delete, but we don't want to execute delete item. Okay, cool. There we are. You found the problem, David. Congratulations. Now the test will pass.
Wait, we've got to fix a few things here.
Details.
Item, and we're supposed to pass in an item.
Yeah.
And we don't have anything for that now. I'm going to get rid of this.
You need to make the argument label option, not optional, but can't you hit your quick fix on line 31. Yeah, that's interesting.
Okay. So you think we've got a better test now?
It's going to pass, David. It's going to pass.
You are so
Yay!
smart. How do you always know these things?
I don't. I lost $1 because I didn't see us overriding the wrong delete.
Okay. This stuff gets complicated, even when you got it sitting here side by side like this. Let me get rid of this little window here so that we get better side by side views. So
Cool.
now we've got. Okay, what's next?
Now
Here,
we're in the flow. So the functionality right now just calls save item when you call delete. So I suppose we ought to try to see if it deletes something.
All right.
And that means we need another test.
We need a SPY in the delete item.
So hold on a second. So David, what you've tested right now is that. No, I think it's fine. Let me see here. So what this test does, this is the scenario if somebody were to call delete and not have anything in that index set. And what you'd expect it to do is not actually call delete on anything and just save, because that's what the code says to do. So this is a perfectly valid test scenario. So just name it that. Here, I'm going to name it for you, because we're going to need a whole new test body for our next one. Test delete. Oops. Nothing. Test delete nothing. Okay. So that's the scenario. This is our setup is test delete nothing. Hello.
He's broadcasting.
Yeah, you want to come on the show and say hi?
Sure.
There you go. If you get right there, say hi.
Hello.
Hey, hi. What are you guys talking about?
Oh, we're talking about testing code. We're making
Deleting
iOS
code.
applications.
Oh, that's right up my alley.
You want to stick around and party with us?
Hi, guys. Have fun.
All right, cheers. See that, folks? We just bring in random strangers now.
Yeah.
Usually, it's, yeah.
And I like the fact that they're wearing masks. So that you can only tell who they are.
All right, cool. So let's see. We did that, and what do we have now? Oh, we got our scenario. I typed the 0 probably because I was changing camera angles. And let me get the camera back up there with the code. There we are. So, okay, cool.
So now we want another test, is what you're
Yeah.
saying. We want to test that we can delete something.
Yep.
Okay.
Delete something. That's a good one. Yes, we need to delete something.
So you know what I would do? I would copy this whole test.
I
and
think
duplicate.
I know the copy paste cop would be mad at me, but there's a certain threshold where I copy it. I'll tell you this, David. I'm refusing to learn something here because one time I did that, I screwed up the test setup, so I was not actually testing the right thing. So, but we'll see if it happens again.
Let's see
If it happens again, I got to type everything out by hand.
Let's see if we can get better.
All right, let's try.
So, better than not doing it right. So if something comes into this thing, we're going to look for deleted item, and we're going to say that we need another var in here, I think.
Okay, yeah.
And then if this gets called, I think we do spy delete was called equals true. Data controller preview, set up our view model. Project, we set up basically an empty project. We have an offset into that index set, which still is nothing. And we call delete on the view model for the project with an empty offset. Then the question is, did delete item get called? And I don't know that delete item would get called if offset was an empty set.
Well, okay, you're putting your finger on something here, David. Maybe we got to go back to our previous test and enhance it to confirm that delete wasn't called if item was an empty set. What do you think about that? So you're making me realize that we could enhance that previous test we just wrote to confirm that delete wasn't called.
Yeah, but that test is passing, and we have a test that we're writing now. I'd say if we're going to refactor the test, let's do it after we have this test also working.
Okay. It's all good. So yeah, what's next? So we're going to assert that we deleted something under.
And
so you want to add to 50, line 50?
What are you saying?
Yeah,
you want
right
to
there.
Drive here. I don't know what you're going to assert here.
Spy view model dot spy delete was called true, or you don't have a true, but yeah, there you are. You're done.
Well, I want to get that.
Oh yeah,
and do a true here.
Nice. Now, what else do I have to change? So 39 looks right, 40 looks right, 43 looks right, 44, 45 is all right. 47, I think is still well, okay, your offset. So your condition for the offset is that you have something in it, right? Right? Because you want to delete something. So you're going to have to change 45. We're going to have to do something there. So is it 46? Do we do offset dot something?
That's my guess. Contains, counts, add. Remove, add, insert.
Oh yeah, there you are.
Insert an integer.
Yeah. So there's an array in our data. Let's just insert, what, 1? Those are indexes, right? So they could even be 0.
Could be 0?
I think so. You have to get an argument label in there. Oh. Insert.
Is that what it wanted?
I think so. Oh, wow, you got it. Can't use mutating member on immutable object value offset. Oh, okay. 44 needs to be a var. Or 40, whatever. 45, yeah. Now it should be good. Oh, I guess apparently we didn't need an argument label. All right, so we have an integer item in there in our offset, and we expect something to be deleted. So, David, is this test going to pass or fail?
I just believe something's going to blow up, but I don't know.
It's simple.
I'm going to say it should.
Yeah, pass, fail, David. That's all
It's a yes or no. There's no other words allowed. Yes or no. It's a yes. It's going to pass.
Whoa. Okay, I'm opposite. It's going to fail, baby. You're going to lose $1. Get ready. No, look.
My bank account hurts.
So, until you get light 86 uncommented, that baby's never going to pass. The other 86, yeah. That one.
This 86, I got an 86 to 86.
86 to the 86, yeah. Right.
Oh, man. Okay. So I got to come over here and go.
Right.
And then I'm going to get a pass.
You were going to get a pass, but I'm going to earn another $1 after this. I got you set up, baby.
Is this like check and checkmate?
Yeah, you're gonna get it. You're gonna win the battle of this one, but are you gonna win the war, David? Ask yourself this. Oh, it's gotta get an item. Oh, well, this is cool. It's gonna cause us to pull another thing, and you have to get 85 working, and that's gonna cause us. We're gonna cause
Offset.
a bunch of stuff. Yeah.
Delete item. We need an item. Do we do this the easy way or the hard way, or
Tell me
have
what
to get it?
I don't know. So to me, we got to uncomment some code, as minimal code as we can. So I think we got to uncomment 85, and then that's going to cause us to uncomment almost everything, I think.
Yeah.
And I think I'm okay with that. This might get you out of that trap I thought I might have sprung on you for a little step later. You may have just got your bacon saved. Because I was going to bet you something, but I don't think it's going to work now. Because that coupling of code has saved your bacon, David.
I need some bacon saving. Okay, so now we got our whole method back, and you're saying that, like me, you think this is a great test.
Yeah, I'm not
Great,
happy we got all that code
great,
back,
just
but
pushed it a little too far, didn't it?
I'm not happy we got all that code back, but what's going on here?
Index out of range.
All right, so calling all items on offset, which is a offset of 0. All items. Okay, what's it doing here? So all items is a list of everything from the project items. Do we have projects in there? It's getting it from a project. So our projects probably need some.
Our project doesn't have any items.
Okay, so we need to add an item.
Created.
Cool.
Yeah. So somehow we have to add an item to. We have to create an item.
Mm-hmm. So ahead of line. Oh, yeah, that's true.
Context.
Ooh, that looks scary.
Data controller dot container dot view context. So this is what hooks an entity up to the data controller database stuff, right?
Okay.
And so that makes the item connected to the data store stuff and able to be persisted. So then we have an item, Now we have to figure out how to go into a project and not only add the title, but add the item.
Add. You had an add item there. Type add again. Add
Add
2 items. Boom.
I to items.
Paul Hudson. If you wrote that method name, that was a lovely method name.
Like that.
Yeah.
And then our
There it is. I'm really kind of amused by this. Swift sticks argument labels all over the place, and then you can't use them a lot of times.
yeah.
That's
What is
funny.
it?
Fix.
All right. So did we get that?
Okay,
Oh,
I
right
think
now.
so. I think our data is now set up. Oh, what's this? You're running test at project right now. I think you ran the
Oh,
wrong
did I?
test. But
Oh,
we'll
I
see.
ran them all.
Well,
I didn't run them all.
you ran only that one, right? Yeah.
Oh, I
you
read
go.
that one, the empty one.
You're trying to earn fraudulent dollars. I think I know what's going on here.
I'll do anything to run up the count. I'm down a couple of thousand.
Test
succeeded.
Sweet.
We have now. Is it the perfect test?
So I'm a little bit dissatisfied with something. I feel like we had to uncomment a lot of stuff, and it's because it's tightly coupled, and I'm trying to decide how I feel about that. So I don't like it because why? Well, I'm trying to figure out how I can do it without really messing around with the code. Okay, let me type for a second. I don't know. I have to think with my hands for a moment here. So
Those
what I
hands of
really
yours
want
are
to
pretty
do
smart.
is I want it to call delete item. Or I'm going to take out all this code out again for a second. And we'll get it to pass. And then we'll have to figure out how to get more smartness in our test. So it's great to be able to delete an item. That was the goal. And it's calling delete item. But what if it was calling delete item like this? With a, let me see. Item as an array is actually okay. Let's see, it's passing in a single item. Oh yeah, let's do it this way. I don't know, I don't want to make it too complicated and confusing, but I know something's a little bit too loose here. Okay, that didn't quite work out the way I wanted to. There we are. So I'm going to turn on this code too. Because here's the thing, is this is generally when you're testing for a loop, you need more than one test, because we just have one test and we're only passing in one thing. And I know the code already has that thing written, but I think this will actually still pass our test, and then that'll force us to get smarter with our
Test.
get
Oh,
the
I
rest
see
set
how
up.
you're doing this. I think I see what you're.
Delete item wrong here. Whoops, that's not good. Little leg there. Okay. What's wrong now? I have too many braces somewhere. All right, I have a brace up here.
Yeah.
It wants no brace
Right
here.
there.
I'm gonna get that one out.
That's the for loop.
Okay, so let's go and run that test again. It'll still pass, and then we can think about how to. I think it'll still pass. I'm starting to.
I'm gonna run them all.
Yeah. Let her ride. Build succeeded. Oh, build succeeded.
Testing. Oh, index out of range. Empty set
All
and
items.
0 are not the same thing.
Okay, so we have a project, and the project items return all items, and offset in offsets. Item, all items. How can we not have one item in there if we have one project? I'm puzzled. It says all
Project
items
is not an item. Item is a separate thing. You want me to show you what this database looks like?
Oh no, we need two projects then. Okay.
I set this thing up. No. We don't need two projects, I don't think.
Well, that's what it's. You need at
We
least
need a
one
project and an item.
So I don't know how that's going to help me. I mean, if the code
Oh, okay.
screenshot, what is that? I don't know.
It's
So
a
it says,
screenshot of the. This is. I can't get it to both of them to show up at the same time. This is the project entity. The E is a database entity, and it has these attributes in it, and that's just coming from the generated code that.
I'm waving at more potential show guests are arriving here.
So I cut those out because I thought it'd be easy to show if I need to, but
Yeah.
wow. All items 0.
So all items came from project.project items using sorted order. So what happened there? Why don't we have one project item? Did we not add an item? We have an item. I see it in line 46. We add to items, item 1. And so why doesn't that work? Why can't project? Well, okay. No, we passed in. That's our project, right? And we passed it in. I see it there on line 51. And that project should have items in it.
Yeah.
So why didn't that work? Maybe.
Because an index is out of range.
Right. Well, but I used 0, so that's the 0th position. How can it not have one thing in there? How about this? Let me type for a moment on project over here. I'm going to check something out here. So project. So we added something in there. So really, if I turn around and go project dot, just like our code under test does, project items.
Dot
And I
count.
can even do using colon sort order. Oops, don't need that. No, I need one of those. It should return to me all items, and that all items will have a count. And that count should be not 0. And I could put an XCT assert on this. Whoops. And equal, or not equal. Is there a not equal?
Mm-hmm.
Not equal. All right. So it shouldn't be equal to 0. Sort order, sort, capital order. Probably have to import something.
Sort order comes from somewhere. Using sort order. I don't know where we're going to get a sort order, but sort order is coming from somewhere.
Should be up here then. Up to here. Core data foundation. Comes from one of those two. How come? Is there a way to get the IDE to tell me which one? Maybe if I go to, I could go to the definition, I guess. Seems a little strong, but why not?
There's where your sort order's created. In project view, extension view. Yeah.
I don't know. Why can't
No, you were in the right spot. Go back here to where you were and just take this line.
Oh, item.sort order.
And put it over here. And this will be happy now, I think.
Oh, it's a declaration. Oh, it's a local variable to project's view. Nice, thank you. Yeah, that makes sense. Okay. So let's run that. Because I want to see, basically, assert equal there should pass. It shouldn't be equal to 0. Count should be greater than 0, or not be 0.
Build generated issues. Oh, but it's testing. And it came up with the same index out of range.
Yeah, and it hit that, it passed our other assertion though, right? So if you scroll like lane 39, it passed this line.
We're calling delete item. We're calling delete, the delete function. So yeah, it passed that.
Okay, I'm going to say it's equal to 1. Oops. Come here. All right, and let me put a breakpoint on that. And run that again. I'm just triple confirming that that's going to be an item, and it should be an element of 0. And so it hit my breakpoint. I just step over that. Okay, so it's happy. It's equal to 1. So why is it when I get into this code, when I pick one out, an item out of that array? Well, let me do the same thing in this code, I guess. So if I do project, here, I'll take this code out. We'll make it a variable, so it's less heavy here. Let all items, oops, and okay, and then, oops, 0. It's going to be equal to the thing I put in, which is a, I'm sorry, what did I put in? Project? Yes, project.
That would be a, no, you, okay, but
Not
you call
true?
it an item. Do you realize that I think in your mind this is different than the way it is in my mind. There's projects, and projects have items.
Yeah, got it.
Projects are not items.
Item 1. Okay. And run it. So let me think here. Right now, if I run the whole thing, I'll get an exception over here, and that will be how we know it passed the assertion. So let's just run it. You can take this out. And if it hits that index out of bounds error, then we know it actually passes the assert again. At that point, I'm like really puzzled. I don't understand why it doesn't work in our function. Test succeeded. The test succeeded?
Mm-hmm.
What? How could the how did that happen? Because this was a problem and now it's not? How does that magically start working? All right. What's the command to comment out that block?
Butterfly slash. Command slash. You want me to do it for you?
Yeah, go ahead.
Because apparently your keyboard doesn't do that.
Butterfly is the Apple key?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. All right. I don't know. Anyways, run that again and see if it passes again. And if it does, I feel like, why did it just test me and waste my time? I don't know. Okay, you know what? It's happy now. I don't know why. Anyways, this is what it should have been doing back there about 10 minutes ago, David.
Yeah, I'm with you that much. I'm at a loss for what the heck we just proved, other than maybe there's some flakiness going on here.
Yeah, you're right. So I'm going to just go ahead and leave it there, but we'll see if we maintain that luck. So good news is the test passed, but the bad news is we gotta add another test because we don't have a loop in here. You can see.
Mm-hmm.
Oh yeah, and we haven't confirmed. Oh, let me think about this. How can we tighten this test up? XCT to okay. We should confirm that. I think calling that delete was called is fine, but we probably want to maybe see what item was deleted. What do you think? Like we would like to see if the right item was deleted rather than the wrong item. So
Yeah.
XCT assert delete was called, and then XCT assert true that view model dot spy deleted this deleted item. How about that? Deleted item is equal to item 1.
Item 1.
Oops. Item 1. All right. And now we got to add into our mock object that capability var. Oh, you already have it in here. You've prepped it. Item deleted is here as an optional, which should be fine because it isn't always deleted. And tell us, oh, spy. Oh, we have to change his name to say spy, maybe.
Oh, yeah.
All right. Item deleted, and this one is called
Spy item deleted.
yeah, oops.
Lowercase spy.
Capital I. And
Oh, it didn't change this one.
oh, I didn't do this well at all. Spy, not that one. Okay.
And then you've got to put an X in front of CT asserted. You got the name wrong there.
I was going to rename Xcode to A code.
It's being an A code right now.
I was just thinking that too. We went to the same place. All right, what's going on? Oh yeah, spy. What's going on? It's angry with me.
Yeah,
Convert to
it's
item.
a spy item, I think. Item deleted or something like that. Yeah.
I think it's okay with the name. Oh no, it isn't.
Yeah, you had deleted item as opposed to item deleted. It matters.
Yeah. What? Okay, now what? So it thinks I'm talking about strings. Why? Oh, okay. We have to put a bang on this because it's optional. And we're saying, no, baby, it's not optional in this case. To expected argument type Boolean. I'm getting. It thinks it's working with Booleans. Let's go see. And it's not working right at all. What's going on here? Yeah, it doesn't even. It's not hooking up at all. All right, spy.
It needs to be
Item.
compiled.
Deleted. Oh, okay.
It needs to be compiled again. Something's.
So hit compile. All right, hit compile.
Well,
Whoops.
but that compiles the system under test, not the test code. We need to compile the test code, I think.
Build for testing. Get over here. Yeah. So item 1's right. Here, I'm just going to take this out. Okay, compile for testing. Build succeeded. Add that line back in there. Replace that. Build failed. All right, where's my failure? Oh I'm fighting with this still. Okay, what's wrong? Cannot convert type item to expected type boolean or string. So why is it saying, oh, I have a true. Well, that's not right. All right, copy. If I copy pasted that, the copy paste cop's laughing at me right now. Okay, that's why. Now I'm gonna hit butterfly U. Whoa, butterfly U? I did that apparently.
Yeah, I don't.
I'm just gonna let it run. It's running my tests. Okay. And we got our friend.
Index out of range.
Something's out of range. And why am I looking at this thing in 2 windows? I don't know. Okay, that might be expected. So because, I don't know, I'll have to think about this for a second. So is it line, this means it executed on line 59 when this error came up. No, it doesn't mean that. That's just, yeah, that's just where my cursor is. So we don't know what caused that. Let me put this here. And run test. Replace. All right, view model. I'm going to step over that, baby. Is it step over? I think it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, you're on 57.
All right, great.
58.
So we don't have that. Sometimes we're getting that thread. Not that thread, but that.
It's here that you're getting that, isn't it?
No. It passed. Which is
Okay.
actually plausible because I only have 1 item, right? So I'm not shocked that it's passed because it's just telling us what item we deleted, and we picked the very first thing, like, you know, boom. Like
Yeah.
like the simplest thing that would work. So this code is working perfectly. If you delete the first item in the projects array, it will always work. But we probably want more functionality than that, don't we, David?
Yeah, you probably want
I'm gonna take this code
to
out.
be able to choose the one that you're gonna
copying this. We're gonna have to think about doing a little bit of. Man, if I make another test method, we're gonna have a lot of duplicate code. Let's take a pause a second and see if we can do something to make our functions less messy. All right, so what can we do here? So each of our tests has, if we were using the same partial mock, we could combine that into one declaration. If I go down here, let me see. No, probably easy way to do that. I'm alarmed at the amount of. I'm talking about refactoring here our test a little bit before we go further, and then start handling multiple items in the delete. Oh, there we are. Thank you. So, what can we do to make this a little easier on the eyes? Like line 42 and line 79 are the same. No, not 42. Let me scroll up a little bit more. All right, line 41 and 79, line blah, blah, blah. How much is that all the same? Let context, view context, my project. Okay, item 1.
Yeah, it's very similar.
And this one is offset index set. Okay, so this section of code, let's make this a little bit better here. So this section of code, what's the outcome of this section of code? It's creating an item, and then it adds it to a project. So
yeah, so it's set up an item into a project.
okay. Yeah.
Oh, you can't refactor
Xcode dist. Maybe I just didn't highlight it nicely. Here, I'll be nicer. Xcode dist.
Wow.
All right, so let's just go ahead and let's do it the old school way. So we're going to make a function that returns a project. And that project can take an item. So I'm going to cut this out to project equal. So what are we going to do? We call it
Make project.
You said create. Is that what I heard?
Make okay. Create project.
stick this here for now. We know this is going to be local to this, so I'll put private func. A little private func over here, folks. Create project and oh yeah, I didn't do this quite right. Undo next code, so it's going to return a project.
Mm-hmm.
Come on, get me over here. Paste that baby in there.
And you need to spell create properly.
Oh, spelling counts, doesn't it?
Which sucks for me. Yeah.
It wasn't just to win the spelling bee, teacher. I have to actually.
I
All right. Okay, cool. So we should be able to call that and see if it works. See if our refactoring worked there.
did you drop the create in there somewhere?
Yeah, it's right here.
Oh, thank you. Okay.
And then we'll tackle that thing above
Couldn't
it.
see it.
And then we'll see what we can do for the one beneath it and see what patterns emerge.
Field failed.
Item 1. So
Item
it's actually
1.
coupled to item 1. All right, cool.
Yeah.
I'm not completely shocked by that, but that makes sense. So we're going to pull out an argument. And now create project's going to take this because the
Item underscore
this is the variable name, right? So
underscore,
okay.
and then the variable name item and the type.
Sweet, thank you. And then before we create the project, we will create our item. And we will pass that item in. I bet it's called item 1 down here, but that's okay, we'll fix that. Sweet. All right, now let's see if we get this baby going.
You might take your breakpoint out.
Oh yeah. So we can get rid of it. Come on. There we are. Illegal attempt to
Test
establish
fail.
something. Let's run that again, just because I don't even want us to know what that's about. I mean, that says the word illegal, David. I don't look at those messages. I want deniability, folks. Test failed.
That's something you can understand, isn't it?
That's something I can understand. No, this is old, right? I can ignore that.
Yeah, I think so.
Do it again or something, and it should go away someday or never. I don't know.
After you get an illegal, I think you're always tagged. It's in your permanent file.
I guess so. Oh no.
It's in your permanent file.
Wow. Establishing relationship with project between objects. What? All right. What's going on here? So this is an item here, passed in here. Yeah, that's like core data stuff. It's getting angry with us. Okay, item 1 is here.
Mm-hmm.
And we have that. And then we pass it in here. And we added it. So I'm going to do a build again. I just don't understand why it's giving me this trouble. Build succeeded.
Okay.
I did a test build,
And
by
remember,
the way.
that builds the project code, not the test code.
Oh, I did a U. I did a butterfly
Okay.
U.
Okay, I forget what I don't know what you means to you.
Oh, that's that's to build the tests. So build for test up here.
Oh, okay.
Let's see, is it still running? I don't know. I'm not sure what it's
No,
trying
it's
to do.
testing. It says it's testing now.
And it must be at a breakpoint. Is that why I'm waiting still?
No, I think it's still testing something.
What? Testing tests. All right, so this is what I did. I went to product, I went to build for, and see, oh, it's a shift butterfly U. I just did a butterfly U, which is a test. Okay. There's a shift butterfly U. And I'm not seeing anything.
All right, the tests are hung, I think, so go up here and hit the stop button
shift butterfly U.
Succeeded.
Come on, baby. Wow, shift butterfly U doesn't get me anything. Oh, it's coming.
Build test succeeded, I
Okay.
think.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay.
Let's get back here. Ooh, what am I looking at? This is not
Down. Oh, you're in the wrong. Yeah.
It's that illegal thing.
Test failed.
A failed test. And you're failing at add to items because of this relationship problem. Which that sounds to me
Different
like
context. So establish a relationship project between objects in different contexts. So it's checking the context argument. And this one is a project, is data controller, view context. This one up here with the item, data controller, container, it's the same thing though, view context. So these are the same contexts, correct? I'm not misreading
yes.
it. That's line 45 and line 60 are the same context. So why is that illegal?
I'm grasping at straws, and one straw that comes to mind is the fact that you've got context in the project code and context in the unit test, and they're not the same context, I don't think. But I don't know about this. I don't know enough yet.
So the last thing I changed was refactoring this code. So if I undo it, let's just undo it here. Just gonna hit Control Z a few times. Okay. So now we have all of that. Hang on a second, I'm gonna do something a little differently. I'm gonna do I'm gonna go back into the future code I wanna have. I'm gonna copy this just so I have a copy in my buffer. And then I'll go back into the Wayback Machine and put the code back there. So earlier this was working fine when it was sitting here. So if I run the test, which would be butterfly U,
Succeeded.
which builds the code, executes the test. It's running the tests. Hello. Yeah, you can say hi. Hello.
Home office.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, well, this is insulated and has power.
Yeah. Well, it has, yes, what you said. It's got, I'm looking for the power couplings, but there's one behind me and there's one somewhere up there. Oh, behind the printer. Yeah.
And this is just 120. It's not 208 or anything coming.
Right, 120. Yeah. Yeah. It's a, yep. Cheers.
Star space.
That was a perfect opportunity for you to use the classic line 110, 120, whatever it takes. That's from, get which movie that's from, but do you know the movie?
That sounds like Tim the
Tim the Tool Man? No,
Tim
it's
Tool
not
Man
him.
reminded
It's
me.
oh gosh, I can't think what it is. It's this husband and wife are feuding with each other, and the husband is remodeling the house or something.
Oh. The
Anyway,
test is frozen, David. I don't know what's going on. Do I have breakpoints hiding somewhere? Or is it just maybe it was at that error again? Yeah, thread error. So we're back at getting this sometimes too. This is really annoying. So thread error, fatal out, index out of bounds. And which test is this? Oh, it's got
that's your model code, not the test code. So, yeah.
and still Oh, that was the right one. That's a test. Come on. Get me in
Yeah.
here. Let's close that. Okay, what's going on? We are hitting a wall here. So I ran that test. Yes, replace. I'm gonna have to click that don't ask again. And
Does it have one?
yeah, it does. And it passed. All right. So I wonder if there's another test that's causing that problem. Oh yeah, because there could be another test that doesn't have an item. And I can imagine what test that is. That's the one we wrote before this one. We haven't been running all of our tests, right? So test delete something. Well, test delete something passed. Test delete nothing probably will not. Yeah, because we haven't added any items in there. You see what I mean? This code is failing. It's not passing. Oh, okay. So I can't actually fix it to this. All right. Oh, Lance, some days maybe I made my life harder than I had to. So okay. So if we left the loop in here, the for loop, both tests will pass. So I guess that means I need to leave the for loop in here to get, if I care about both tests passing, which I do. So I'm going to put that back in there. And are you okay with time, David, or do we need to do a fast wrap?
I've got plenty of time, yeah.
All right, so we have to have the for loop in here. So one of the things I think that's been confusing us, and maybe I'm going to blame a little bit on the test runner, is when you run all the tests, one of our other tests was like giving us a hard time, and we didn't realize it wasn't the test we're editing, it was the other test. So I guess when you see an error, you have to like be really clear on what test it just ran. And I'm not quite sure how to do that in this test runner. I guess we got to go to this report, maybe. Maybe this would help. I don't know. We'll have to pay attention to that. Our workflow killed us on that one because I didn't know it was the other test that was failing with that thread count. You remember back when I was like bothering to put asserts inside our test class, and I added them in there, and all of a sudden it magically started passing. We were like, what? Well, that's because it was running the right test that we were fiddling with. And then now that problem cropped up again because it was running the other test that we're not looking at, and it was hitting that thread problem. So something's not, in the world of JUnit, when you have a test runner and you can see exactly what test is running, you know, you probably would pick that up. In this case, it's a little hard. Our test runner's understated, I guess. You can't see it just by looking at this editor, but maybe this would have helped. I'm not sure, but we'll have to try to think about that and see, we form a new opinion about that. So I'm going to run all of the tests in this class and see if all of the tests pass without exception, and then we can get back to refactoring and we'll know what to do.
So there's another thing in Xcode that runs your test in random orders.
Oh.
So that if you have this test colliding issue, it'll come up more often than if you've got the perfect ordering of test.
That would just make me more confused in this case because, yeah, that would be useful for like a CI environment or something. I want to know what test I'm running because sometimes I only want to run one. And in our case, I thought we were running the one, and I think you did too, but it was running the other one, and we never caught that because we were running all tests, and it happened to be always running the other one. It's not really clear what. Anyways, all the tests passed. We can go back to refactoring. And it's passing because we
pass multiple times in a row.
It's passing because we had to put this for loop in here. Otherwise, that thing that's testing nothing is going to try to delete an item that can't possibly exist.
Okay.
Whoops. Now I just ran that test. That test always is going to pass. I don't want to don't want to click that. Oh, faster. Okay. Test succeeded. All right. Run it again. There. You want to run it twice in a row. We'll get 2 passes in a row. And then we can refactor. And then we can get down to finishing this other test. Okay. So I want to try to remember that mistake. I don't want to do that again. I wonder if that's caught us before. I'm not sure. Because this test runner, in this case, it isn't very clear what's the last test that was ran. So we didn't know what was last ran. All right, back to refactoring. So we wanted to move item 1. Oh, and this might get us back into that other problem, the illegalese of our coding, David. We'll see what happens here. I'm going to try some. Actually, I'm going to start with this one. So sorted orders, optimized, data controller. So this is something that we could do in the class, right? Do you agree with me? We don't need to do this in the method.
Okay.
And we're going to make this a class variable so we don't have to have every method bring that up, because we're going to have a few tests that care about this item. And we can even make it a let. It doesn't need to be a var. Okay. And so I just yanked that baby out of there. I don't know if it's in here more than once. Sort order. Nope, it's only in there once. All right, cool. So test should still pass. Okay, all the tests passed. All right, we got that out of there. Now, let's look at the next one down here. So I think we're going to have to stick with this for now because we're doing some custom-y things in here. I'm open to that. We can parameterize it or get it out of there, but I think that's a little less interesting than getting this boilerplate. We have a lot of boilerplate now. So we're going to need a data controller. Probably all of our tests need a data controller.
Put it in the class, right?
Yeah, I think that's going to be the pattern. Oh, but it's nice to new a new one up for each test. So I'm going to back off on that one because we're testing. I'm getting nervous on things that hold state, and the data controller smells like something that holds state. But this is just the preview code. Okay, so this is really data controller preview code.
But preview is just I don't know what preview is. It's a type of data controller, maybe. I think it might have sample data in it.
So I think I want a new version, a very fresh, clean one each time. So I'm going to leave that. I'm going to move that into a method or something. We'll see what happens here. So view model, data controller. Well, okay, here's a perfectly good question. Is if I highlight this, do I see it highlighted anywhere else in our code? Oh, it doesn't do highlighting.
It should be right below it, yeah.
And it's using all three of these. So if I can move that into a method, then we take care of that. So let's, and it's not used anywhere else. So if it's used to make a project. That's the outcome. So let's see if I can try this again. We'll get even a bigger scoop here of methods, and the outcome is to create a project. Well, wait, view model is going to be used too down here. And offset.
And the item 1 is used in the assert.
All right, so item 1 is using the assert. Okay. We need item 1, we need view model, and we need, well, in this case we need offset, but that's probably not too important. But we don't need data controller is used to get us a view model. So that's it. All right, so these two things can be moved out for sure. And we return a view model because that's used down here. All right, so we're going to cut that out. We're going to go let view model equal, where we're using
something method.
What?
Something method.
Create view model. And that thing's gonna end up down here. We're gonna have ourselves a little private func here. Oh, we almost got a private punk. Model. Okay. And we're
Got
gonna
a
return
capital create as lowercase create.
Whoops, yeah. And that's going to turn a View
Oh,
model.
no. On the other side of your parens.
Oh, all right. Oops, come here, get over there. Oh yeah, that makes more sense. It's starting to look better. Okay, what type of view model is this? I gotta hover over this baby. Hovering isn't gonna help me until I get over here.
It's you probably need. It's an inner class to project view. So it's project view dot view model.
I saw projects plural. Remember that? Okay.
Well, maybe.
There we are. Oh, damn you. Be good to me. View model, boom. Okay. And come on, make the little red things go away, Xcode. Var. Oh, I haven't returned it yet. Well, we don't need a let equals anymore. This just becomes a return. Okay. Wow, it doesn't like me too much. Is there a double tap? All right, projects. Oh, it's the mock object though. That's really what it is. Partial mock view model. That's what we should be returning. Which is that other thing you said. But it has to be the specific one because we call things that are specific to the mock.
Okay.
We call that's where all of our spies are. So shoot, I forgot what it's called again. Partial. A partial view. Sorry, I cannot remember my own names. That's not good. Partial mock view model.
This is where copy and paste is your friend, my man.
That one word. I'm going to copy paste that one word. Maybe the cop will let me buy with that one.
That's a minor infraction.
But it's declared in a function body, so it's not visible. Oh. All right. Well, if we're going to have this in here, if I'm going to try to extract that out, this needs to be outside the class. And if we can agree on all of our tests to use the same one, we could do that. Maybe we can agree to use one for the whole class. Let's see. Maybe.
So, can I pause for a second and ask,
Yeah.
is all this stuff too tightly coupled? The fact that as soon as we have one solution, we get halfway there, and then we have another problem like this one, which is, you can't return that thing because it's a private inside a inner function class.
I don't think it's too coupled. We just have a problem to solve. We have to either decide everybody use the same mock object or don't try to return this interface because this interface is private to a function. Well, what else could we return? If we didn't return the view model, we could pass in. I mean, if you had when you say that, I don't know if you had a solution in mind, but I
didn't.
Okay.
It's a.
So here's an idea. We don't need to deal with this, but if we return the, sorry, what's it called? Projects. Sorry, I've been thinking about this a little bit.
Projects view dot view model.
Yeah, and so I have another strategy here. Rather than to pass, we don't need the mock objects API in here. We just need the generic one, and we can return the generic one. So we're going to pass in this type. A reference to this type. and that way we can take our function above us can decide that, hey, you're going to use the partial mock, and then this thing doesn't care because it only cares about the it only cares about the generic abstract one. So this is Liskov's in the solid principles, the L, that you should be able to use the higher level class as you wish, because it doesn't care. This function doesn't care about all the details on the partial mock. Okay, so I need a name. So it's called a view model.
View model.
Spelled incorrectly, of course. View model colon, and then I need like a, oh damn it, I need an underbar, though I know I'm gonna have more pretty soon. Okay, so why am I passing this in though? I'm passing this in because, do I need to pass this in? I don't need to pass this in.
I didn't understand that.
Yeah, no, I was wasting time, David. It's what I was doing because I don't need to pass that in. But I can return. Can I return that? No, I can't. I need the specific instance. Damn it. No. This isn't going to work. So I can't return this generic one because this here has to be the specific instance, because it's going to want to be able to get to the spies.
Mm-hmm.
And I can't create an abstract high-level one and expect a specific one to work. So that won't work. But so this refactoring isn't going to go anywhere. I wonder if I can. So let me undo. Step into the Wayback Machine here. Back it up. So our goal is to make this code more readable, and data controller is there just to make this happy. We don't use data controller down here. So here's how we can do that. Cut that out. We'll put it here because it's not used anywhere else. There, we got rid of one line. And now, what else can we do? Maybe we try this one again. So we don't want to mess with that mock object, but we go back to this one. Let's return a project. I don't recall that being a problem other than our test started failing and we got distracted. Oh no, we had an illegal. Well, let's see if that happens again. Okay, because I still believe in that refactoring. And how far did I go? Did I get to this one? No, I don't.
No, I think we went the 4 lines. Yeah.
Okay. It's just 4 lines. Let's go, kids. Let's give it a try again. All right, so this is going to return a project. So let project equal create project, and we're going to pass in something that I can't think of right now because I got to go write it out down here first. And private func and return project. Is it a project or an item? Am I going off the beaten path again, David?
I do not remember. It's a project.
Okay, it's a project with an item in this case. All right, cool. So I should be able to do this. Return project. Okay.
You're
Now
going
that
to have to
seems
pass in an
reasonable.
item.
Oh, it has to have an item? An item's
Yeah.
declared. Item 1's declared out of scope, so we got to get that handled. Up here. And this is where it starts to go sideways, I feel. Item 1. And item 1. That's going to be a item of type item, and then it needs an underbar in front of it. We'll call it 1 just to make it easy for a second. See if we care about this. Okay, missing argument label item 1. Doesn't matter now. Now everybody should be happy. Okay.
Now you want to know if the running causes one of those runtime errors?
Yeah, that's my fingers are crossing here because I don't know what if that happens. It's like I'm gonna back up and say, well, we're gonna finish the show with some unrefactored code because it's just not cooperating. Boom! Test succeeded.
Woohoo!
Yay! I don't know what that illegal stuff was, but David, were you doing something off camera over there?
Yeah, I was twizzling my beer to the right, and lately now I've been going to the left.
All right. So we got like 4 lines on that bloody thing that we could probably move into our other code. Because if we keep copying, I know I'm going to want to make another copy of this function, so I didn't want to keep copying a lot of code. I'm pretty unhappy with our partial mock code too. That's a lot of code too. But okay, so offset. Do we need this? I think this is particular to this item. Offset. It's particular to this because view model delete needs to have an offset. So I think it's going to have to stay. I think it's going to have to stay there. All right. Okay, I don't know. I think that's all I have other than the mock object. So let's go down here and see if we can use this create project in this other body. Okay, it's getting a project and it's messing with index set there. And so I'm deleting those 2 lines to add, make it 1 line.
Uh-huh.
This one had less lines in it. And why is that? Because
it didn't care about the
add to.
one is deleting.
This creates a project and adds something. I'm going to rename this to say what it's doing. So this is adding the item to add. A lot of words. What do you think? Do I need that many words?
Yeah, it helped. Yeah.
Okay. All right, so now we get back to here. We need the controller, we need the model, but we don't need all of this. So we're going to change this to call the create project. And it has an item, but in this case it does not have an item. So I either give it an item to make it happy or I have to make it optional. Do you have any preferences?
I'd give it an item to make it happy because having items and projects are.
I'm going to say, unless this is, well, test delete nothing. Okay. Test delete nothing. This test is trying to delete nothing. So, all right, cool. I'm ambivalent. I'm trying to decide. I feel like in this case, we're truly doing something that's optional. So it should be optional. But, shrug. Yeah, because we'd be adding more code to this stupid thing just to make it happy. Let's try this. See if we regret it later. And if we make it optional, okay, here's probably where we regret it. We then have to check this with a guard statement.
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, that's adding more code there too. So either way, we have to add more code to do this. You know what? I'm going to undo this, and I think I'm just going to leave it the way it was because I'm not sure I'm going to get a lot of savings from this refactoring for this fellow because it just doesn't meet our template.
Yeah.
So that's what I think we should do. All right. Well, so it looks like I'm going to get still kind of a lot of test code here because I want to add one more test to get this thing finished, and it's got to have a list. And I'm going to end up duplicating this, which is a little bit unhappy. So we probably want to finish in about 15 minutes. I'll tell you what, it would be nice to refactor this code out and see if we can get all of the other mock objects aligned around this one. And then we wouldn't have so much duplicate logic. But I think if we're going to finish in 15 minutes, I think we need to just do a copy paste.
Yeah.
All right. All right, cool. So now we need to write one more test to get this this thing to fail, because we need to be smarter about what how it's indexing in delete, because right now it's just using the first one. So this test deletes not something but the second item, and the other test deletes the first item. Okay, and I'm going to change the name of this one to be delete first item, because now we're being more specific. Delete single item, first item. I'm going to say single item. No, I don't know. I'm not sure how to get that in there. It's the only item, and it's one item. How about singular item? Does that mean all those things?
I'd leave it first item because it's simple enough a caveman can understand it.
All right, so now we need a project with multiple items, but it definitely should not have, we don't want to delete the second item. We want to delete the second item, not the first item. So item 1 is there, boom. Now we need an item 2. Oh, that's interesting. We're going to get our project back and we're going to add to it another item. Oops. That was a little bit slow on the... Add 2 items and add the next item, item 2. Okay, and we want to test, an offset. This is where this is the offset to delete, right?
Yeah.
Factor, rename.
Delete index.
Maybe. I like that better. I think that's a good one. Thanks. Delete index. Index set. And then we want to delete... Okay, what does this mean now? We insert
insert a 1, and that's the second item.
All right. Nice. I think that makes sense. And then down here, we delete item 2. Okay, so that was an easy test to write. It's a pity we have all this boilerplate, which we know we could refactor, but we want to try to get the show done soon. All right.
So let's see if it'll...
Let's run it, right? And we should get a test. What, David, what's this going to do? Quick, before it finishes.
Fails. It's going to fail.
Yeah, I think so too. Boom, test failed. And if I look at our tests over here, we only have one failing. It's down here in our view. I wonder if I can, yeah, okay, cool. All right, so that looks promising. And now, to make it work,
I can comment those 2 inner for loop lines.
yeah, like this one, I think. Let's see. So I don't want this anymore. This is not suitable. It won't ever work. Can't possibly work now. And then this one, we need to delete an item, but it's got to be at a specific offset. We have to pay attention to that now. Oops. Okay. All right. Are we going to do a drum roll? What do you think, David?
I think true. I think pass, fail, pass.
Oh, did I say pass? I meant fail. Bum, bum, bum. Bears all passed. All right. Well, I mean, do you mind if we spend maybe 5 more minutes, 10 more minutes, I don't know, to clean up this code a little bit?
You clean up to your heart's content, buddy.
Okay.
You
Because I
just
think we got,
keep cleaning.
I mean, well, maybe a more fair question is there any, do you have any other idea of how we could test this? Do we have it all? All of our, well, we could, oh, I just came up with it. We could delete more than one item. No, wait, this only deletes one at a time. Never mind. I was thinking for some reason it allowed you to delete a set of items, but it doesn't. It just, you just have to pick one. You can only pick.
Yeah.
Well, wait a minute. What does that mean? If I pass in 2 things in the index set, it'll delete both of them, I think.
But the UI probably doesn't have a way to give you both of them at the same time.
Okay. Yeah, there's no and then delete. Not that I know of. Okay, well, we could test that, but I don't know the point of it since the UI doesn't allow it, so I'm not going to worry about it. All right. It's a situation where the code is actually more flexible than what we need it to be. All right, so let's see. I'm going to move this out of this test, and we're going to say we're going to standardize in this test class that we're going to work with this kind of mock object. And if David, if later you want to add a mock object that can't work with this partial mock, you have to either create a whole new test case, or you're going to create in your function another mock object and ignore that one.
Okay.
Okay, so now we got to like standardize. We're getting standards, folks.
Oh my goodness, I'm not sure I like standards.
Let's see here. Okay, so I stuck the declaration outside. The impact of that should be the code where it's still on the inside. How do I do this? Wow, I want to see what the compiler thinks about this, because I'm redeclaring it inside of functions and I have it outside. I have no idea if the compiler is going to love this. Come on, compiler, you're going to love it. I doubt it. I would find it confusing personally, but Swift's a different language. Let's see what it thinks. I just did a compile and it built, and I did a butterfly capital U, so that should be a build. So the compiler doesn't care. I had no idea that you could declare types again. That just seems so crazy.
Well, one has a scope of the whole file, and this one right here has a scope of just the inner function, right?
Yeah, I guess so, but I've never before seen a system where you could do that. But you know, it's a different language. JavaScript would let you do it, by the way. So let's go ahead and run the test and make sure that they actually work. I just did a compile. Let's see if they run. They don't all run now. They're angry. We have
Second item.
angry tests. So second item. Didn't get item 2.
Ugh.
Our good friend Chordata is angry at us. So delete second item is the one that's trying to use this outer
Class.
yeah,
Okay.
this declaration out there. So really it matters where I declare it? That's bizarre. Hang on a second, let me tell this thing to go away for a moment. Huh. Okay, so let's just test
So
that.
if you move that class back inside,
Yeah, let's
does
see.
it pass?
Getting into the Wayback Machine there. Okay, it's back inside. All right, Cranky Test, tell us what you think.
Test succeeded.
Wow, that's bothersome. Why
And
would
if
it
you
matter?
move it out, then the partial mock that it's using is the outer one, the one you just moved out.
Yeah. So it takes a data controller from from the class down here. I can't understand why that would matter, to be frank. So for fun, let me move this one out.
I guess you think that those two are fairly similar, huh?
They're pretty close. They're almost the same, exactly the same.
Yeah.
We just have a couple extra features that so it's pretty
Yeah.
easy to combine them. I'd like to combine them. I don't understand why you wouldn't be able to do that. All right, so I'm just running the single test. That passed for some reason. And I'm going to run all of those there in that test class. All right, that passed. Well, I'm going to go with that. I don't know what the trick is. So I have declared, I'm going to take this baby out again.
Okay.
And I'm going to stick it next to the other one and figure out what the difference is and make them the same.
Yeah.
Okay, so they both have
Item,
three.
false.
Yeah, and they have the same
Override.
override. Save item, delete item. Whoa, they're exactly the same.
How about that?
Son of a gun. I'm really surprised by that. But I guess we've been copying some code for a while. So, invalid redeclaration. Yeah, that's what I expected to see in the... Okay, let's take this out. All right, well, we got one version. I can make this private, but I'm not going to touch it. I want to run the test first and see if it's even going to accept what I've done. Oh, it doesn't like it. That second item is just a little brat.
And it gives us another one of those crazy...
So it's comparing a Boolean that's optional, and it's saying, oh no, it's really there. That spy deleted is here. Spy item deleted. And
That's not a
failed.
Boolean, it's an item.
So item, right.
Yeah,
Oh,
like
okay.
item 2 is an item, right?
Yeah, good point.
And spy item deleted is deleted item,
What's going on
which
here?
should be the same,
It's not
only...
equal. So they're saying they're not equal.
Yeah, so the items aren't equal. They probably are the same.
Item 2. Spy item. Okay. So, yeah, no, I'm not sure. Might have to put that code back and say I'm too tired to figure this out.
Yeah.
I'm sure there's a rational reason, but I'm not seeing it because we're getting a brand new model here. It's not. We're not. If we were recycling it, I'd get worried that maybe our tests are interfering with each other. But this is a brand new view model right here.
Yeah, but we don't know which item is the first and the second when we insert a new item.
Oh, so you're saying it could be just because of that?
Yeah. We don't...
That's possibly true.
Change that to item down here in your assert. Change it to item 1 and see if you can get it to pass.
Yeah, you might be onto something there. Yeah, because collections are like that, and I don't know really what the underlying story is.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, good idea. All right, but we don't know. All right, let's get like smarter about this. So it's going to be assert true. And we'll have to come back and see how we want to write the test. Assert true that spy item deleted is, can I say equal to? in with objects like that, or do I have to do a dot equals, or spy item deleted was equal to. So that has to be true that one of those two got deleted and
You
one
need
did
a
not.
bang after item deleted to optionalize. Yeah.
To be honest, I've never written references like this in Swift, so I'm not sure if that'll work.
Okay.
No matter what, but let's see. If it passes, and we know something.
Yeah, I don't know if the equals will. How about that?
We want an XOR. Is there an XOR operator? Because both can't be true. Well, because we know one of them has to be deleted. Otherwise, we don't know any of them was deleted. Well, we know something was deleted, but we don't know which one.
Yeah, I'll bet there is an XOR. I don't know what it is.
Well, that's a Google search. Thing is, it maybe kind of doesn't matter too because whoops, what did I do? Do you want to do the Google search on this, David?
I'm doing it actually,
Okay.
just on a different screen.
All right, and I'll stop interfering with that and think about this. So, if I wanted to write this in a way that was deterministic, I would go, okay, I know, we would have to go back to the index set and we would say, well, we're going to delete whatever elements in number 1, and then we're going to have to figure out what that is. And we can do that. Okay, cool. Yeah, we can rewrite this test. We don't need the XOR. So we just got to be less picky about which one we care about. So we just got to say it's equal to...
I can't type while you're typing,
sorry.
so I'm messing you up. Go ahead.
So we just need to say whichever one was at list index 1, and I hope I can get to project dot all. What the heck was it? Project dot what? I forgot how to get all the list of items again.
All items. What was it? Project items using sort order equals all items.
Okay. Yeah, I just got to go over here. Ooh, yeah, there it is. I see it. Project items, which I just deleted. Using sort order. Oops, and then dot. No, it's an array. So now I just got to pick the index value of 1. Wow, the Swift formatter is just going bonkers over here. Okay. And then later we should change that into an integer that they both share. So does that make sense to you?
No, my brain is shut off. But
I'm getting there too. That's why. I think. So this is saying that sort order 1, just like this one, and it should, whatever we delete should be whatever was at that index. That should work because we're asking the store beneath that has an index to confirm that it got deleted.
okay.
So I think that should work all the time instead of being random, which might have been another reason why we sometimes got a test failure. We're like, what? What's that about? Oh, it still doesn't like it. Damn it. What's going on?
Let's
Why?
click on the
I'm going to
True.
assert true, which I could really be using assert equals now, but it doesn't matter because it should work either way. Equal. Project items using sort order. Sort order is the way it gets deterministic, actually. And offset.
So I'm a bit confused by what you're thinking here, because if you deleted an item
Yes, you're right. This can't work. You're right. Good point. You got it. Let's take that out. That isn't quite right. We got to get the up here before we delete it. Yeah, good point. And deleted project. So let deleted item equals. Yeah, well done. All right, deleted item. Now, let's put some Benjis on this one.
No, my brain is still
$1.
shut
We're
off.
going for the Benjamins.
Even though I might have had a little epiphany, that
Boom! Nice job,
it
David.
doesn't mean that I actually understand what's going on.
It worked, baby. Let's run
All
them all.
right.
Run all of the, yeah. That was a little bit of a story to untwist there. Oh, second item
Oh.
failed. What? All right, let's click on this. It's not deleting the same item. Why is that? We're using sort order. We're getting a copy.
Correct me if I'm wrong, it sometimes works and sometimes it doesn't.
Yeah, right.
So it has worked and we haven't changed anything, and then it has failed.
I'm not 100% sure on that. We could run it like 4 times in a row and we should get a failure,
Okay.
if that's true. I mean, it could even fail it more quickly than that, but if we run it 4 times in a row, it's pretty clearly a... Oh yeah, that failed again. If I run it again... Failed again. I get to run... That'd be like a coin flip that comes up the same heads 4 times in a row. That would be pretty unusual if it's 50-50. Might not be 50-50 though. Test succeeded. Well, there you go. It's probably doing a 50-50 split on us. I don't understand why this isn't working though.
Well, so we proved that it's an intermittent test, which means that our test logic is not deterministic, and it probably has something to do with sort orders and when you delete something, what happens.
Well, let me back it up to our OR and see if it 100% passes, right?
Dude, you keep going forward and backwards so much, my head is spinning. I don't know whether we're going forward or backwards. But yeah, keep going. I'm with you. I'm just...
We're getting to the end of our energy here. I need the ones OR. Okay, so this should always pass. Isn't that what your hypothesis is about when you were talking about it being...
Yeah.
Yeah. So this should always pass. Let's run it 4 times in a row. 1.
And the count is?
Okay. Pass 1, 2. 3. Man, I feel like our tests are slow. And that's probably because it's, well, I don't know. Swift is
Well, I
always
have to
gonna be
fire
a
up a
little
database. And...
Yeah, maybe. I mean, yeah, I think so too. I worry about the database being slow, and then also we're running simulators and all that. All right, so that passed 4 times in a row. We know that we can delete one of those items. The word second is not quite clear. So I'm going to change this name to delete one item out of 2. Because second doesn't make, right now we don't know what second means.
Yeah.
And I'm really confused though, why that other test I had set up didn't work. But I might not be awake enough to figure that out. It should be, I mean, if that's the index, and Sorry, I would just be re-explaining why that other code, why I can't believe that didn't work earlier. But maybe we call this good. So we know it's deleting one of those items. If we got an exclusive OR, we know for sure it's not deleting both of them. So there's a little bit of wiggle room. Do you want to go ahead and do that? Can you do
I have tried, and let me try again here.
yeah, sorry, I interrupted you last time because I thought it would just be smarter just to get the address of the second one, but that totally didn't float. Because it isn't correct to delete both, and if we're deleting both, that would be good to fail.
XOR.
Oh my God, maybe it is
with-
delete. No, it can't be doing that. Let item equal all items offset. Yeah, no, it's just deleting one item from the offset.
I don't. The hat operator is defined for integer types, but not for Boolean. The XOR operator on Boolean is same as the bang not equal operation. I don't know. Here, I can't find my cursor. You tell me what this gobbledygook means. Go away, whatever. I
Accept
don't like
those cookies, David.
I don't like cookies.
A or B, A unequal to B, and A or B. Okay, where's the XOR? I haven't seen the XOR yet. Okay, they're just doing a truth table there, but that doesn't have XOR. The
I
XOR
think it's
operator-
saying the hat operator.
How is that
here.
possible? So A and B, true, true. You're right. That totally means that. Wow. Oh, well, that makes sense.
Do you say
When
so?
Think about it. If both are true or both are false, both are false, it's false. Both are true, it's true, or false. Because they're unequal. Oh, that makes sense. I don't know how I've gone through life and not thought of this before. That's kind of clever. Wow. Yes, it is. Okay, let's
as I said, my brain is shut down. I'm just here for good looks.
Do you want to drive that in, or you want to drive for a little bit?
No, it's all you, baby.
Just got to put an unequals in here, because it is true. They both can't be true. That is something
That's not the right
one.
code. It's not equals. Yeah.
Wow, how about that? Come on. You might have to type this. Why don't you type it? Because it's I'm having it's a little delay there. It's not making my life easier. All right.
Is that what you need?
Run that baby. Oh, it's maybe. What do we do? Have to put parentheses or well, yeah. See what's going on. Comparison precedence. I thought it was calling you prejudice there.
Prejudicial.
It's like, David, you're being prejudiced.
What is it saying? That it wants some parens?
I think I'm not. Yeah, I would just put parens around it because otherwise I don't understand what it's cranky about. Well, you thought the internet's lying to us. That is true. We're just reading a web page. I like how we have a lot of truth now on the internet. Whatever we see must be true, and we just assumed it right away.
Yeah. Well, we got it from a reputable source, Stack Overflow.
It wasn't Fox News, was it?
No, it wasn't.
Truth means, well, whatever I feel like today. Hey, run it
Truth
4
is
times, just for fun.
Truth,
Let's see.
truth is just too truthy for some people.
Yeah. Did you ever read Stephen Colbert's book, the Colbert Report book? He defines truthiness in there.
He does? Truthiness?
Truthiness, yeah. It's whatever I feel like today. It's what I believe, not what's actually happening. It's truthiness.
I think we've got a
All right. Well, we know
valid,
we have an XOR working.
logical.
Oh, we should. Yeah, I'm gonna type for a second. I'm gonna take over for one moment. I just gotta fix our name. 1 item out of 2. What? You're gonna have to type. Something's gone haywire. I don't know why.
You want that to say 1?
Yeah, we're deleting 1 item out 2. Brilliant. Let's run them all and then call it a show. Run all the tests and see if they all pass.
And if they fail, you want me to like
We'll just like be shocked, David. It won't happen.
Shocked.
It just wouldn't. It would be injustice.
injustice?
It just doesn't happen that way. All right. Did you run
We're-
all the tests?
Yeah,
You were Xing out.
and I got
Well,
Green bar.
cool, folks. We did another more reverse TDD, folks. I hope that you got the idea now. We were challenged a little bit today because we had this fairly small function where if you remove the comment on line 86, it kind of required you to uncomment everything. And my advice for you would be don't do it, because you have an iterator here. And iterators take at least 2 tests. You got to test, can you delete one thing? And then can you make it iterate to get the second thing? So that's why we had to add in a little bit of code to make delete item on 86 even simpler, to not require all that code. Then later when we wrote the test that requires us to delete a list, something out of a list, then we had to, we had to earn that right. Okay?
and that was tough.
Yeah, and then we tried to get into refactoring code. Hang on a second. Did we finish our refactoring? We got a class partial mock up here, David, and we have one more class partial mock.
Oh,
Can we delete that one? Delete nothing, it says. Test delete.
no, that's not the same class.
It isn't.
I think it's a smaller subset though.
I agree. And I think my hypothesis is when I
That
mess up
if
your
you could
code,
type
why do I keep
slashes-
getting question marks? What am I hitting here?
I don't know what you're doing wrong.
Oops.
It's that dang keyboard called Dvorak.
Dvorkian, as my other friend calls it.
Dvorkian
Yes.
keyboard.
Yeah,
The
with that
keyboard that
Dvorkian
kills
keyboard,
itself.
you're trying to kill off all the other keyboards. All right, let's test delete nothing, see if it works, because then we can get rid of some excess code.
All right, who's driving?
I
We
just
got
clicked delete nothing, or test delete nothing. It should be running.
No, you didn't. I moved the mouse.
Come on, baby, let's go. Is it passing? Give me some sugar. Give me some sugar, Xcode. Boom. We're trying to wrap this
Test
show
work.
up, Xcode. All right, cool.
All right.
We get to delete that. Because I know we're only using a little piece of it, but it doesn't matter. We can still use the same bigger class. Yeah, go ahead. I don't trust my keyboard, or I don't trust the internet. I'm not... Dvorkian keyboards never make a mistake. It's the internet that does it. Trust me. Oh, what about test add item? Can we get rid of that code?
Oh,
I feel
there's
like
another
Oprah
partial
right
mock
now.
in there,
Except
isn't there?
I'm taking away people's cars. I'm taking your car. I'm taking your car. You don't need a car. You don't need a car.
Build failed.
I didn't really know. Did it say that? Oh, it did say that.
Yeah.
It's missing a member item. We might not have the same names, maybe? Can you item save spy? Oh, okay. For this, the saved item one. Okay. Move that function. I'm gonna make you work here, David. You're gonna work for this end. This is gonna be a 2-hour show. 110 to 113. Can you move that into our declaration of our partial mock?
110 to 113.
Yeah.
This?
Yeah, and then 104 is going to be missing too, but we'll come back and get it. So copy that and then put it up in that declaration. There's your mock.
And you want it like in here?
Yeah.
Save item.
And then we're going to add a declaration.
A declaration.
Yeah.
Oh, up here?
Yeah. And it...
Oh, wow. Look at this bad naming context.
Yeah.
Item to save.
Okay. Item to
Cannot assign value.
Oh, it's the
item.
item. It's not a Boolean. So yeah, it's just like the spy item deleted, except we're gonna have to. Yeah, but you get a colon over there. 42. You need to use a colon. And let's run the test. Come on, baby. Boom. All right, let's
right.
delete that code. Sweet. And look at that. It's a lot. So is that it? Okay, let's move our mock object either to the top or the bottom. I don't care. Maybe to the top. Should you declare your mock objects first for the viewer when they come into this class so they know it's coming, maybe? Yeah.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, it's hard to know. Probably.
And there we go. And then we can fix our naming convention. Then I say, definitely, let's close the show.
Oh, we gotta fix the naming convention?
Well, come on, David. We're professionals on this show. You don't want Taylor calling us up going like, guys.
Yeah, that would be bad, wouldn't
So
it?
item, spy. You can do I spy. Item, saved. Yeah. All right, cool. I think that was it, though. I think the rest are good. Let's run that test and close the show. So look, folks, we made our code a lot smaller. The copy-paste cop was just freaking out. Saying like, why do you guys keep copy-pasting? Don't be so lazy. Refactor so you don't need to do all that copy-pasting. That'd be a message. That would be a PSA from the copy-paste cop.
And look at this. We've got 125 lines of test code to 112 lines of implementation code.
That's
Even
about
less,
right.
'cause there's a couple of big,
But we still have some more tests to write for in the future.
yeah.
Not today though.
We do.
Not
Yeah.
don't worry, David.
Yeah.
I'm tired too. I'm done.
Yeah. I'm just saying that,
Yeah.
some people are amazed that it takes, I say, 1.5 to 2 times as much test to
Oh wow. Okay.
implementation.
You might be right on
What do
that.
you
I thought
think?
it was 1-to-1, but it might. I don't know.
No.
I'll have to go
Okay.
back and read some papers again. I forgot if it's 2 times. Could be.
Oh, wow. I just Google it and go with whatever Google says. All right. You've
Anything
wrapped
else?
it up twice already.
Sorry.
So you've wrapped this up twice already, I
Nice.
think.
We're gonna do it again.
You-
We're gonna
no,
be
I
experts.
think we're
X code out. Cheers.